Hey, after 50 days of not being invited by anyone to go anywhere, thus staying in my bedroom and not doing anything productive, aside from actually doing something productive in the last 3 days, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite albums, and today I'm going to do my second review, and that would be the latest J. Cole album, The Off Season. J. Cole, one of the most popular rappers of our generation, conscious hip-hop. He's back with The Off Season, and I've never really been super into J. Cole's music. I've listened to KOD and some of his stuff a little back then, but none of his music really clicked with me. I mean, sure, they have nice beats, okay, just stop. Yeah, J. Cole has never been that crazy good of a rapper in my opinion. And yeah, we also have the problem of J. Cole fans. Immediately after this album is released, every J. Cole fan is like, oh, review this album, listen to this album, listen to this album, listen to this album. And it's just like, the hype is unnecessary. The hype is unnecessary. And I get it, J. Cole makes woke rap music where he raps about very woke, conscious, socio-political things, and surprisingly he doesn't really do that much on this album, but he usually does, and I kind of understand that in the hip-hop scene nowadays, a lot of rappers also make like bangers and that's it. But, you know, more lyrical rappers like J. Cole definitely have to stand out and guide the way, but there are also plenty other lyrical rappers who are just as amazing as J. Cole. So, yeah. Also, this is a pretty weird time for J. Cole to drop an album, not only because last year we have the Americans have the Black Lives Matter protests, which is then spread across the world in various places, and there has been a mini beef between J. Cole and No Name, and No Name being the one who's really outspoken on this issue, and J. Cole sort of criticizing No Name of trying to force people to express their opinions. And also apparently J. Cole wants to start his basketball career, I think. So that's odd. But anyways, The Off Season. And much like KOD, I'm not really that huge on it. It's pretty much a simple album where J. Cole pretty much plays safe. He doesn't innovate anything on this album. He doesn't break new ground. He plays safe. I guess one good thing about this album is that he owns his style and sound and sort of makes it sound better, polish it a little bit. And also, J. Cole used to not feature anyone on his albums, but he actually has features on this album, which is surprising, and I actually really appreciate it a lot. The album opener, 95 South, starts off with Cameron hyping up the album, hyping up the song, which is a little head-scratching, because imagine the first line of your own album is not rapped by yourself. It's like, it's a bit distracting. But yeah, it's got some nice tight beats, grand horns, it's got strong lyrics, and overall it's still pretty typical, nothing all that crazy. Instrumentally, lyrically, it's fine, and that's pretty much just it. We even have like an M on your forehead Luigi line, which is pretty fun. And then we have the track Amari with its really fast, relentless flows, which is being repeated over and over and over again. In a way, it's almost kind of redundant. And we get these watery guitars and these singing by J. Cole. And J. Cole isn't terrible at singing, neither is he that great at singing. And this song overall is just very structureless. It doesn't really lead anywhere. Then we have the track My Life, and this is actually the first track on the album that I enjoyed. I like the spacey trap beat with the chipmunk soul samples. Sure, it's not Kanye West type soul samples, but it's good enough. It holds itself together. We have 21 Savage feature on this track. 21 Savage, damn. And it actually brings a lot of style and versatility to this album, you know, with all the features, and I just really appreciate that. I like the instrumentals, I like the lyrics, and it's a good song. Applying Pressure starts off a little bit weird with the air horns, but afterwards it's got a really nice spacey beat, which is kind of Damn-esque, Kendrick Lamar's Damn, where Kendrick would go on, you know, rapping in high speed over his thoughts and feelings, and it would be more introspective, and it's usually done over these soul flavored instrumentals with more updated percussion, maybe a bit of jazz, and J. Cole pretty much does this on this track and also on Punchin' the Clock. But yeah, the crazy rhyme schemes, it's amazing. The track also features lyrics where J. Cole talks about his own journey to get to where he is, and also commenting on the scene of hip-hop, on how there are a lot of rappers nowadays who would buy into selling out, but not necessarily materialistically. Sure, on the surface level, he's talking about rappers who brag about being really rich and being really successful, you know, suffering suffering to success, but also at the same time selling out your own brand, like almost like you know, trying to appeal to a certain political group of people. And it may be a subtle shot at No Name, who knows, but still, I think instrumentally it's really strong. Punchin' the Clock has an okay instrumental, also very Kendrick Damn-esque, but maybe a little bit more toned down, a little bit more subtle. It's hard hitting, but the track is really brief, and it doesn't really get anywhere in my opinion. He raps about his past again. Then we have the track 100 Mil, where the Chipmunk soul vocals return, and also these whistle samples, which is a little weird. The nasal vocals is not good, and we have lyrics about being on the grind, and personally I just can't really relate to that, and I see that this album really appeals to athletes, especially basketball players. And athletes, sure, but you know, this is the grind mentality and all that stuff I just can't relate to at all, because it's just such an alien concept. But I don't know, maybe it's on me, but not that enjoyable of a track instrumentally. We have Pride is the Devil, which has a pretty pretty lackluster, not lackluster, but pretty okay, so instrumental with this guitar lick. And we have lyrics where J. Cole sort of talks about self-doubt and talks about how he wants to fill in the void, which is interesting, and I really appreciate that J. Cole is getting more introspective instead of doing these really woke diatribes. But I guess there are some inconsistencies lyrically. But Lil Baby is featured, and to my surprise, Lil Baby actually tries his extreme best to match the energy that J. Cole delivers, and Lil Baby sounds kind of awkward, but in a good way. In a way, it actually impresses me. So, you know, that's a highlight. Let Go My Hand is probably my favorite track on the entire album. It has a really nice, moody, hypnotic beat. We have Black providing really nice, smooth vocals. We have lyrics, once again, about self-doubt and also about raising his son, and he sort of reflects on his own childhood, on how timid he was. You know, just a good introspective moment. He also talks about the landscape of hip-hop. Then we have the interlude track, which is kind of scant, not a highlight. I don't know why the interlude track is a teaser or a single. Then we have the Climb Back, which is more of a slow burn, more of an indulgent track, but it still has some very good instrumentals and also grimy lyrics. We have I Feel Like exclamation marks or exclamation points. And yeah, it's kind of dumb, but you know, it's got personality, and also lyrics about the PC culture. I'm glad that J. Cole is like brave to talk about the PC culture and its side effects. But yes, again, lyrically it doesn't hold up quite well. It won't age well, and there are some moments of dumbness and questionability that weighs this track down a little bit, but still good song. Close is a song lyrically about proximity to your friends, family, also your enemies, and I really like the lyrical topic, you know, and it's got some nice drums, a pretty typical hip-hop beat, nothing all that crazy, and the album ends off with Hunger on Hillside, which is a bit of a confusing ending because it doesn't really wrap up the album all that well. It's not conclusive at all, and it's got these strings and this singing, which is a bit underwhelming for this album, and again, inconclusive lyrically in that, given how J. Cole was quite introspective on this album, it's almost like he would reach sort of a conclusion on how he wants to move forward or change himself slightly and sort of get on with the next stage of his life, but it doesn't really do that on this track. So thematically and conceptually, maybe this track is a bit of a letdown, but still I think overall this is better than KOD, but there are still a lot of flaws and lyrical weird moments on the album that I cannot overlook. So yeah, more features, definitely great. The beats, the percussion is good. J. Cole's flows and his delivery on point, and not that crazy about this album. No, kind of feeling a 6 out of 10. My favorite track here is Let Go My Hand, and my least favorite is 100 Mil. So, have you listened to the latest J. Cole album from Untitled Chapter? Rated, like and subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching. I will be reviewing the Black Keys, Sons of Kemet, and maybe St. Vincent, and 21 Pilots very soon.